Good morning and welcome to the Locksmith Ledger International and Wayne's Lock Shop. Today we're going to be going over shimming a lock. This is part of lock servicing. If you do not have a key for a lock, this is a great way to start making a key for it. You'll see that we're starting to take off the back clip or the retaining clip, whatever is holding your lock, whether it's a cap screw or a retaining clip, just remove it out of the way. I'm giving this picture so that you can see what the cylinder looks like and what the shear line is when we actually meet the shear line with the shim. It is important to understand all of the functions of the lock. Here we have an SC4 key blank. This is our shim. A shim is a very thin piece of metal that will actually work itself in between the top pin and the bottom pin and find the shear line automatically and hold it so you don't have to pick it the conventional way. You can see that we will need to make sure that the shim is directly in line with the top plug and with the Bible and all the top pins. And here is a very close-up view of what that shear line looks like. You can see in each pin stack, there is a dark line in between the two pieces of brass. That is the shear line, and that is what the shim is quite literally shimming itself in between. You can see we've got quite a few of them shimmed now, probably 3 to 4 of the pins inside this lock are shimmed. And the way this is working is the key, the pins ride up the angle of the key and down as you're actually shimming the lock. Now we've got it turned over right here, and the way that those pins are riding up and down the angle, eventually it goes through all the possible different heights and depths. When it reaches the shear line, the shim slides in between the two pins because that's the only place it has to go. Here, we're showing that you can leave the shim in place and put the follower into the lock, and it will actually help save any accidental turning or rotation of the plug that was not intended. Here is what the up-close edge of the shim looks like when you encounter security pins, spool pins, T-pins, or serrated pins. Any top or bottom pins that have any grooves or cuts or marks in them will ruin a shim like this. So we're going to start this process again from start to finish. I'm showing that we have a working key, but our goal is to actually get this lock cylinder open without having to use the key. I'm just showing that the lock is functional and that it works so that we can understand what's happening inside the lock. Here you can see the key and you can see the angle of the key. Notice the angle of the key is moving all of the pins to their maximum depths and maximum heights. So we start off by inserting the shim into the back side of the lock after any retaining clip or cap screw has been removed. Now you can see the shear line is that dark mark in between the two pins. Here I've got to do what's called serrated pins. You can see the extra serrations in them. What you need to do is only shim the lock on the down stroke against the pin, the bottom pin, that does not have the serrations in it. Here I'm showing that you can use the follower to help push the plug out so you don't accidentally lose any pins in that gap. So there I'm showing I intentionally hit that security pin and wanted to show exactly what it does to that shim. For more information, check out wayneslockshop.com along with Locksmith Ledger International. Have a wonderful day.